Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your brother coming at you again to help you make sense of all the craziness that's happening around the world. Let me give you some of this breaking news. You got Dr. Fauci, the prophet, the saint, okay? His excellency, his emails have been published. And it goes to show that this man, it turns out that he is exactly what I've been telling you on my video. See, you got to understand. I'm telling you people, whom I love you all. Whether you know me or not, whether you love me back or not, I love you. And I mean real love. Because I live the 10 Commandments. Because I know what is loving your neighbor as thyself. I live that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a kind of a evolution of not just the black people's suffering, even though I may emphasize their suffering through a history, because there's no such thing as black people. Their melanin happens to be much higher because of the conditions and the sufferings that they went through in history, okay? Which is, by the way, and it is in the book, it was part of punishment. There's no such thing as a black people, as black color. So get that thing off your mind. Do you think, ladies and gentlemen, think for a minute. Do you think that if this information was going to be helpful, and was going to be instructional to God's people, which, by the way, the so-called black people, Negroes in America, come from the tribe of Judah, the same tribe that Christ came out of. But remember, the color that the Bible clearly shows is not of a black as night. It is brown. Let me tell you some of the people that were brown. King James, who wrote the Bible, King James Version. Okay? Christ himself, Yahushua, he was brown. Because the thing about brown people is, I'm brown. We are just neutral color. And it goes with our very being, our very essence. Okay? Forget about this black or white thing. Okay? Anyway, but you may say, Ruben, but the reality is that there's black people that are color people, and there are light people which are white as snow. Yeah, but do you know what the Bible calls them? Do your research. Lepers, okay? Lepers, okay? And I don't mean that in any disrespectful way. That's what the Bible says. It's a clean leprosy. When your whole body is white, it's clean leprosy. When your whole body is black as coal, it is the consequences of suffering or you being exposed. I have proven that in the past on my previous videos. But anyway, so what I want to do is I want to help you understand history. Okay? First of all, I'm not going to go there because I want to take as little time as possible. If you go to chapter 20, Genesis chapter 25, right there, you're gonna find the history of our people. Okay? But then you got to go back to Abraham, right? Abraham, he's the pioneer of God's people up in the Bible. Okay? His first son, his first son's name was Ishmael, which he had with the maid, with his wife's maid, okay? Because his wife suggested, being that she was sterile, she couldn't have kids, okay? So Sarai couldn't have kids. And by the way, so you understand clearly what I'm about to go into, Sarah, Abraham's wife, had this Ishmael, his firstborn, not out of his wife, but from the maid, okay? All the descendants of her are the Arab people that you know as Arab today. Okay, now check this out. Then came another one, but this one was with who? With Sarah. Okay, and his name is Isaac. Okay, so let me. Oh man. Genesis. I'm going to go to Genesis right now, ladies and gentlemen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, so you can understand a little bit of world history, you got to understand, go to Genesis, because remember, this book is humanity's instructionist book, but this book was written for God's people, okay? The true Israelites, okay? Whether you want to believe it or not, here we go. Genesis chapter 16 says, Now, Sarai, Abraham's wife, bare him no children. And she said, and she had an handmaid, an Egyptian whose name was Hagar. 2. And Sarai said unto Abram, Behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go into my maid, it may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. 3. And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband, Abram's to his wife. He went into Hagar's, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. 5. And Sarai said unto Abram, my wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judge between me and thee. Now look at this. Let us read it. Let us move a little further down the line. Chapter 6. But Abraham said unto Sarah, behold, thy maid is in thy hand, so do to her what it pleases thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. 7. And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way of Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence came thou, and whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. 9. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress, and submit thyself under her hands. 10. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thee, thy seed exceedingly, and he shall not be numbered for multitude. Number 11. And the angel of the Lord said to her, behold, thou art with child, and shall bear a son, and thou shalt call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. 13. And she called the name of the Lord that spake unto her. Now let us move to chapter 21. Genesis chapter 21, ladies and gentlemen. And the Lord visited Sarai as he has said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he has spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son of his old age, at the set time of which God has spoken to him. And number 3, Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. All right, without spending too much time on it, what I want you to take away from this, ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to take away from him is that the Bible never misses a bit. It is exact. What does the Bible says that you see today and that you have seen throughout history? That Ishmael's descendants, which are the Arabs, will live where? Close to each other. Okay? The Middle East. And they all together in the Middle East and in Africa. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, which is Egypt, which is part of Africa. So come on, man. Let us wake up. I'm just giving you a background, so when I start reading what I wrote, you are able to understand it. The history of humanity. Okay? So the Arabs came from where? Ishmael. But the devil came after Ishmael and turned his descendants into what? Into, they worship a demon, which to them is a god, called Allah, which came, see, the Muslim faith, the Islamic faith came out of the Persian mythology, ladies and gentlemen. Do your research. It came out of the Persian Empire mythology. That's where the first concept came from. And remember, those people used to worship Ahura, Mazda, Ahura. Okay? So now you understand where the Arabs came. Now, let us understand where the rest of people came out of. Okay? And that's why I said when you go to chapter 25, Genesis chapter 25, I'm not going to go there now because it's going to take me too long. Chapter 25, there are twins that came out of Isaac. The Isaac that I just mentioned, Isaac's wife, who was, by the way, again, sterile. She couldn't have any kids. But they didn't go to know what you call it? What you call those people? I even forgot. You know, when a woman goes to the doctor, what is it now? Anyway, I forget the name. That terminology. So they didn't go to no doctor to have it checked. They prayed to God. And Isaac descendants became much, much, much bigger than Ishmael's descendants. Okay? Because Isaac, ladies and gentlemen, Isaac, there were twins in Rachel's belly. Remember? And it was driving her crazy. She was like, well, first I didn't have no kids. Now that I have, I feel like I'm dying. And she prayed to God. And God told her exactly what was going on. And to hold on. She wasn't going to kill them. She had the babies. Then that's where the Indian race and the white race came out of. You understand? Let me say it again. The Indian race, which is the brown people, came before the firstborn, which is Edom, Esau. Okay? Esau. So we live right now under the Edomite system. Where you think the term Sodom came out of? Or when you call somebody sodomite, they have kids, they have sex with little boys or little girls, or that gets people from behind. Sodomites. By the way, that's been the reality in terms of practicing and getting right into it through the first beast, which is the Roman Catholic Church. But anyway, here we go. So now that you understand exactly which one is which, now you got to understand as to the enmity that developed. That's why you see, even in today, you see Arabs who believe in Muslim that were entrapped by the fallen angel, killing their own brothers and sisters. That's why you see wars and rumors of wars and many, many wars throughout history. The Ottoman Empire, which ended when? Back in 1926. Okay? All right. Let me get into this book so that you understand as to why things are happening right now. Now, I'm going to start with the Tulsa massacre. Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre back in 1921. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you what happened. And you can check this out. A black man raped a white woman. All right? Let me explain it to you this way so you can understand it. A black young man raped a white woman. There was a big commotion. Then the white people came and unleashed hell upon our black brothers and sisters. Okay? Basically what BLM is doing nowadays. Okay? BLM burns building, kill their own people, like we see everywhere. We always have been killing each other. All right? So the Tulsa massacre killed 300 people and injured more than 2,000 of our black brothers and sisters. Okay? The devil needed an excuse because he knew that he was going to use that for these very last days. Not to unite us, but to divide us. So politicians who are professional liars, by pandering to us, we might think that they are friends, when in reality, they are our worst enemy. Because you know the enemy is your enemy. But when you got hypocritical professional lies like politicians pandering to you and you believe in this lie, they're worse than your enemy. Here we go. So, by the way, another thing is, don't you see the similarity, the coincidence between 1921 and 2021, 100 years. Commemoration of the Tulsa massacre. Okay? What else happened around that time? The pandemic, which lasted for 3 years, from 1918, they called the Spanish influenza, from 1918 to 1921 to 2021. Okay. All right. So here we go. Just something to keep in the back of your mind, how the demons worked. 2, we're going now a little further down in history, in memory lane. The Papal Inquisitions of the 1200s, which killed countless millions of human beings. Which killed millions of countless. I mean, you cannot even count them. It is estimated 100 million people were killed, but it was more. And to this day, the Roman Catholic Church pandering is asking for forgiveness. Oh, sorry, but nothing is being done to make our people's lives better. You know when you're really sorry? When you start doing something to help the people that you hurt. Sorry, but you're still effing them. Number 3, the slave trade. Slavery. By the way, remember, and this is why I told you about the Arabs. The Arabs were the ones, oh, by the way, going back to slavery. Ladies and gentlemen, slavery. Do you know that our own people, again, I just gave you the example, always go against. There were black people they used to own slaves. But anyway, let's go. I digress. So the Arabs were 55% of the slave trade. Did you know that? 55% of the slave trade the Arab control. 20% Europeans, 30% Americans. Okay, it was a very profitable business. And there he goes again. The descendants of Hagar's, of Ishmael's, the descendant of Ishmael's, being that he was holding grudge against Isaac descendants. Well, look what he's doing now. See? Along with the Edomites, with Edom. So slavery, the Arabs, again, Ishmael's. I know this may sound too kind of a conspiracy theory, or maybe my opinion, or maybe I'm a tinfoil hat crazy dude. Ladies and gentlemen, you can research and prove me if I'm wrong. I got the best source, which is the Bible in front of me. All right, so let's now. So number 4, the civil rights movement of the 60s. You know what I call that? A created illusion to give hope to black people, and then open the door to the evil of LGBTQ community. That's why you see, even in Black Lives Matter, that's why they say what? LGBTQ lives matter. You understand? It's a freaking joke. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like I was dropped off on this planet, and I'm just like looking around ever since I was small. It's like, really? Is this a freaking joke? Are people really this stupid? Yes. Yes, we are. And each passing day, we are turning more ridiculous, and we love believing the lie more than the truth. I keep going. So the civil rights movement was a created illusion to give hope and open the door to the LGBTQ community. Martin Luther King, ladies and gentlemen, was, again, I repeat it again, I'm not going to stop repeating, he was a Freemason. Go to his high school that he graduated from. The Freemason school, ladies and gentlemen. Please. Number 5, NAACP, which it was created back in 1951 to make the life of the black men in America much better, when in reality it was a conspiracy to destroy them. And look at the result. You mean to tell me that an organization working from 1951 has accomplished nothing? Because it's all an illusion, it's all a lie to entrap our people and to destroy them. We have been destroyed. We have been systematically destroyed by the system, but because we allow them to have, because we forgot our Creator. That's why all of this we are living under the curses. Okay, so here we go. Drugs and guns in our community. While at the same time robbing the community out of their resources. I mean, a little resources that there is. There is no businesses. For instance, in Chicago, you hardly will see any business, any booming business. No. Because of the crime situation. Because shooting, killing, everywhere. You understand? The same thing in Detroit, where our people are. St. Louis. Number 7, putting up gay evil leaders, speaking of Chicago, okay, in the community, like the mayor of Chicago. You know what she said today? It goes to show you. It's like it says in Job 9, verse 24. The word has been given unto the hands of the wicked. And this woman is wicked, ladies and gentlemen. Job chapter 9, verse 24. This is what described Lori Lightfoot. Check this out. Look at this. Lori Lightfoot description. Here it goes. 9, Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is it? So, in other words, there is no justice under an evil system. And this lady is wicked as heck. You understand? The mayor of freaking Chicago, the town where Al Capone once ruled, where her people are killing each other, okay, on a daily basis, but she doesn't care. Kids are being killed even in their living room, ladies and gentlemen, but she doesn't care. Because evil people, evil souls do not have mercy for their own. You know what's the latest evil thing that came out of her foul mouth? Because that's another thing. She's got a foul mouth, ladies and gentlemen. She's got a dirty mouth. I mean, she is a work. She's some piece of work, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so you know what she said? Besides what she said the other day, that she's only, by the way, she's being sued, that she only wants black reporters and Hispanics and doesn't want to deal with white reporters. Anyway, talk about systematic racism. But anyway, here we go. She said that police officers can no longer pursue a criminal, chase like police sometimes do. That they foot chase criminals. She said, no, that's not going to happen anymore. In other words, if somebody commits a crime right in front of a cop, he cannot chase. This woman is crazy. It goes beyond ridiculousness. She's just evil, ladies and gentlemen. Instead of helping her people, she's coming up with all this distraction, because that's what they are. That's what the evil does. That's what the devil does. He distracts. That's how he actually made our first mother disobey our Creator. By distracting her. That is the very essence. Here we go. And like icing on the cake, now we have the three amigos who, being the evil Freemasonic souls that they are, as a mockery for their deluded agenda, wrote books while the pandemic of COVID-19 was raging about a year ago. They wrote a book about the pandemic. Can you believe this? I'm going to start with Charles Schwab, the German mini-me, the leader of the World Economic Forum. Okay? Trying to finish what his Jewish counterpart, a Jewish German, started. So Charles Schwab is trying to start an economic reset, a new world order, whatever name. Adolf Hitler, he's trying to accomplish, in other words, ladies and gentlemen, he's trying to accomplish what Adolf Hitler started. A new world order, a new economic reset through the COVID-19, the Great Reset. That's the title of the book. Go online, read it for yourself. COVID-19, the Great Reset. It's been out there. You don't know how evil these people are, ladies and gentlemen. Number 2, I'm sorry, letter A, because this one I gotta categorize them by letters. B, we have the we have the Lost Bambino. Evil as heck. The worst New York leader in history, Andrew Cuomo, even worse than his father, because I lived under his father, Mario Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo also wrote a book. Unbelievable. The Irony of Ironies. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to know the title of Andrew Cuomo's book? He has written some book in the past, which I don't care too much for anyway. The Pretender is one of them. But anyway, you know what the latest book is called? American Crisis. Leadership Lessons. What a joke and a half this guy is. Him too will have to answer for the blood on his hands, body and soul. Let us see. Now we have the prophet, His Excellency, the saint, Dr. Fauci, a Jesuit who really enjoy making other people suffer. That's where he gets his energy from. All Jesuits do. Also, he also wrote a book called Expect the Unexpected. What a joke and a half this stooge fool really is. His demons are getting closer. They're getting inching and closer to him. They're getting ready to get paid. He's old anyway. He doesn't have any use for him anymore. So now we have his emails out. And now people know the truth of what I've been telling you. You didn't need the emails. But now you have the emails. Maybe I will send you some of them so you see for yourself that this is not a joke. This is not a conspiracy. This is not some nut job that is doing here. Remember how throughout human history, how government and empire and system and organization work. This is how they control the masses. Problems, reaction, solutions. The Hegelian dialectic, ladies and gentlemen, please. It is so obvious. Even the sleeping, the asleep sheeple will see this very soon through this. It's all about the money. There's no loyalty. They don't care. They don't care who's in power because they know that they don't have any control over that. Neither do the people. Even though the people are believing the lie that, we do have control. We vote. We can vote people in and out of their position. That's a lie. Here we go. And last but not least, now we have two clowns. Listen to me. Two clowns. Sort of like a cartoon character of an evil, creepy Bonnie and Clyde. Okay? Like a cartoon character of an evil, creepy Bonnie and Clyde sketch are in the White House, which was selected and placed in the White House by design to bring America down as she was prophesied. As he was prophesied in the book. And I have told you many times that. So will you be standing with America, or will you even still be around? Will you allow God to take you out of harm's way? Anyway, let's keep going. I mean, this dementia grandpa goes from the ridiculous to the sublime. Now he's offering bus tours, discount and dating application if you get the job. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is so creepy. Hopefully he can hook you up with a dating service, dating little girls, because he's so creepy. He's always after them. He's always in a picture with them. Well, that's how they are. This is the leaders in this world practice pedophilia. They have always done so. even the Pope. And like I told you, everything is a lie, ladies and gentlemen. Everything, absolutely everything is a lie under this system. Okay? Everything is a lie. Your votes don't count. You want to believe them? The job will be the solution to your problem? You go right ahead. Don't say that nobody told you so. Okay? If you are within the sound of my voice, do not say, "Oh, nobody told me this." No, you're hearing it right now. Okay? So this pandemic has been totally mismanaged from beginning to end. Okay? So let us go into the Bible, ladies and gentlemen. So today I'm making the English version. Probably tomorrow I will make the Spanish version because I'm tired. Okay? So even though sometimes I make it back to back. All right, so let us go to Isaiah 5. Isaiah chapter 5. Isaiah chapter 5. So you can understand now why our people, God's people, are totally blind to the truth. Because if you don't know your past, if you don't know your history, then you are subject to any game that the fallen angels can play on your ass. And he uses, of course, their leaders, that the powers that be. Chapter 5, Isaiah chapter 5, verse 13. Therefore, my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge, and the honorable men are famished, and the multitude dried up with thirst. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you may say, "Oh, what captivity? There's no more slavery. Slavery of the mind, which is the worst." That's what we live under. If you go to jail, the correctional system is, we control them. You got a lot of Muslim, a lot of African Americans, black people. Yeah, you got some white there, white supremacists, wannabe or whatever. I'm telling you, we are a joke. So obviously, we do not know our history. So that's why we are under the conditions that we are. And if you want to know a little further, you can just, when you have a time, go to Deuteronomy 28 and read the whole 68 chapters there. It talks about how we came to be. Now let us go to Psalm 83. Psalm 83. You don't have any knowledge of your history, black people, black woman, black youth out there, black young men. You don't know. Okay? So here we go. And they're making it worse by the day. And this is what it's meant by being mentally a slave. Look at this. Psalm 83, chapter 83, verse 4. They have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." Five, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. So you understand? They have made sure that we don't have our history. That's why they keep us distracted with the legalization of marijuana, the music industry, and bringing up sometimes one hit wonder. I mean, you got Lil Wayne. Ladies and gentlemen, so our people are in trouble, and they're not. It's not enough that we have been killing and destroying each other all over the world, from Mexico and the drug cartels to Chicago and everything. Okay, now this one right here goes to Dr. Fauci and to everybody that believes or that thinks or that believes the next two verses, and they are the last two verses. Mark chapter 4 verse 22 says the following: "For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad." Okay? In other words, Dr. Fauci, everything is coming out in the light. What you thought you was doing in the dark is coming right out to bite you right in your rear end. And then the last verse, Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Let me see if I can find it. I know I marked it, but let's see. Even though I don't need to mark, I just want to make sure that I find it like right away. Because I've been reading this book. I've been reading the Bible for many, many years. I know the Bible, the 66 books, back and forth. But ladies and gentlemen, you know what? It's not about reading it. It's living it. So here we go. Ecclesiastes. Chapter 1, verse 9. "The thing that had been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun." Verse 10, "Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It had been already of old time, which was before us." So ladies and gentlemen, as I leave you, let me just tell you this, what that last verse says in Ecclesiastes. There's nothing new. The fallen angels have always been the fallen angels. The demons have always been the demons. The only difference is that there are more of them that are going to be let loose upon the human, upon this planet. Because whether you want to accept it or not, we're going to learn. We don't want to learn the good way. We're going to learn the hard way. That God is God. And we have all this religious mumbo jumbo, this seed of religion, and we think, oh, our religion is good. We have our own concept of God. No, there's only one God. Remember the first beliefs of the Islamic faith? No pun intended. This is reality. Remember the first beliefs that there were 99 names for Allah? There's only one name. And that was the name that he gave Moses. I am that I am. Asher Ahaya. Okay? Come on. All right, so let me just tell you a little bit on that. There's nothing new. All the extraterrestrial spaceships that you see up in heavens, up in the clouds, they've been playing this game forever. That's why you will see, go to a museum, go to a library, go online. You're going to see that many different, the Sumerian Empire, the Egyptian, they had drawings of spaceships, of beings that we may call extraterrestrial, but it's not that. They're just demons through our history playing with the human mind. Because we have worshipped them, we have always worshipped them anyway. I mean, look at the Catholics. Don't they go to church on Sunday? We have always worshipped the sun god, which is Nimrod, and his mother wife, Semiramis. She's got many names. Ishtar, Minerva, what is that? Columbia, Diana. You got so many names for this lady. Okay? You got Kila, the destroyer of demons. Ladies and gentlemen, please. Okay? So humanity have been worked and have been programmed that these ideas of demons do not even face them anymore. Because they worship them. God said, do not put tattoo on your body. We do it. God said that man should not let his hair grow. We do it. God said, thou shalt not kill. Just like he says in the Ten Commandments, we killed each other. God said, do not eat pork. That's exactly. In fact, there was an old commercial, they used to call it boar's head, the other white meat. You understand? The Bible said that you should only eat fish that have scale. What do we eat? Red lobster. There's even a restaurant called Red Lobster. We eat red lobster, oysters, and some of the reasons men, especially men, eat this junk, octopus, shrimp, oysters, right? That have no scale at all. Okay? Even shark, catfish. Ladies and gentlemen, what do? We do the opposite of what God tells us to do, of what He has instructed us to do. Okay? And we do it. But little do we know that soon they'll be held to pay upon this planet. Because life is a school. What your grade is going to be. I hope your grade is good. We're not perfect, but we live in as much as we can how our Creator order us to live. Living these 10 commandments, loving our brothers and sisters as thyself. Okay? The Bible tells us, God says not to eat common milk. The Arabs eat it. They drink the common milk. So again, a lot of men eat this food because it makes them what? They call it aphrodisiac, which come another name for Semiramis, Nimrod's mother wife. Yeah, because he was the mother and the wife at the same time. Aphrodite, the goddess of sex. So that's where the word aphrodisiac came out of. Okay, so So you understand, ladies and gentlemen? Please. I'm not here to come and I come here to explain and to go into the history and explain to you as to why things are the way they are and what do they mean and how did we get here and where are we going from here. Oh, by the way, do you think that we are done with the pandemic? No. There's another pandemic in the horizon. Things are moving fast because the devil knows that he's got him and his demons' time upon this earth are numbered. And believe me when I tell you this, and I'm done, time does not exist in them. So time, when you talk about like yesterday, it was for them, it's like now. When you talk about tomorrow, time doesn't exist. So time is right now. It is urgent. That's why they're moving. Because they know that time is not on their side. You want to make a mockery and ridiculous and trying to be bigger and more powerful than the one that created you? How ridiculous can you get? And woe be unto humanity that adopts that mentality. May God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, there's more. And don't forget the links.